Alright, hey, Hades Mega here, and today I'm shooting a vlog on how I'm going to replace a spoke on one of my Supermoto wheels, alright? So, man, these wheels have been taking quite a beating lately. So, in the last race I used this wheel on, alright, I'm not supposed to be using this for a race, by the way, guys. I'm making a separate set of wheels just for the racetrack, but I didn't get it on time, so I had to use these poor guys, okay? So, this Supermoto wheel, I've had the Supermoto wheel, I bought these brand new, alright? I bought these brand new not too long after I bought my my Sur-Ron Lightbee, alright? I got a 2018 Sur-Ron Lightbee MX, and I bought these wheels brand new, and they're awesome when they were brand new. Now they're just kind of beat the hell up because Hades Mega uses them for racing. I use it for DoorDash, and you know, riding on the track and stuff. So these wheels have a lot of miles on them, and Hades Mega beat them up pretty bad, alright? So the last race I used them in was the Stateline Supermoto Challenge, and I beat the crap out of them there, alright? They had these freaking killer jumps there. The lips were like so sharp, it just launches you straight in the air. And well, I had this RockShox Vivid R2C shock on it with too stiff a spring, alright? It was way too stiff. And I finally pulled a spoke out of the hub, alright? So that's what this guy is, alright? So now that I remember, this had already happened like quite a while ago, okay? Just that the event just finished it off, alright? That getting mad air on these Supermoto wheels, it just pulled it out of the hub is what it did, alright? So so that's what's going on with this rim. This spoke came out. Oh, it's actually cracked too. Yeah, we'll take a closer look at it in a bit. I'm looking at it right now, it's cracked. but yeah, so this has actually been like this for a little while. I did notice one of the spokes was pulling out of the hub, alright? And then that event finally just killed it. After the first day of practice, off of those like hard jumps and stuff, it had actually pulled out of the hub, alright? And then and it was just dangling there, alright? And then so that's kind of dangerous, because this thing was just hanging around there, not attached to anything. It could get caught in something, you know. It could really damage the bike, or maybe I could have got hurt, you know, if something happened to the spoke got caught somewhere. So I took it off, right? So I just spun the nipple until it came off, and then I took it off, right? And that's why I have it like this right now, okay? So that's what happened to this. It got pulled out of the hub. There's different ways your spokes could get damaged, is what I'm going to say. I've had spokes that are like, I guess they're like, some of the spokes, they bend and stuff, alright, like in the middle part, like that's not normal. That's if your wheel takes a big hit, it could bend the wheel, or something hits it, like a rock or something, it could bend it, or your spokes aren't properly tightened. So that's another important thing about the Sur-Ron Lightbee. You need to tighten your spokes often. There is no other motorcycle I've ridden that needs more maintenance than the Sur-Ron Lightbee with its, you know, teeny tiny little spokes, is what I say, okay? So these are not like the most heavy duty spokes out there, alright? I don't, like, for all my other motorcycles, I never, for the most part, I've never like really have to do any kind of maintenance on the spokes, alright? Every once in a while, yeah, I might go check to see if they're tight, you know, so, but that's what I do, alright? I make sure that all the spokes are tight by tapping on them, alright, or plucking them, alright? And if you don't hear a noise come out of the spoke, then that means you got a dead spoke and you need to tighten it, okay? It's kind of like a musical instrument, sort of, right? You got to have the spokes tight, or else, you know, the wheel will destroy itself, I guess, or this will happen, okay? So I actually have another wheel that has a bad spoke. It's my original dirt wheel, all right? My original dirt wheel, it was like that when I got it too, by the way. And what that one does is the nipple, it just spins on the spoke, and it doesn't tighten it at all. So it doesn't do anything. It just kind of just hanging there, but it just doesn't do anything. Okay, so that's what could happen. So in my case, I think I can repair it. So that's what this vlog is about, is me trying to repair this wheel, replace this broken spoke, all right? I think I can do it without disassembling the wheel, or like taking the tire and tube and all that stuff off, or, you know. So Hades Mega is going to attempt to fix that, all right? So let's go take a closer look at what happened to this spoke and where it goes, and then I have replacement spokes right here, right? Okay, sitting here on my Honda Super Cub trunk that does not have spokes, by the way, are some brand new spokes. I got these from Eleccycle in China, all right? They sell a bunch of parts that you can buy for a Suron. Because they're in China, I guess they have pretty easy access to Suron parts, all right? I bought these a while back. However, I think as of this video, you can buy spokes from, I think Lunicycle sells them. There might be some other places you can get them, but I think Lunicycle sells each spoke for like $2. They're really cheap, all right? My suggestion, buy a bunch, all right? Buy like 5. How many is in here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 in here, okay? So they come with the... So take a look at it. Alright, so I got these from Eleccycle, but like I said, you could probably get them from Lunicycle now. Alright, but when I bought these, they didn't sell them at Lunicycle, so I would suggest you buy a couple, just in case something happens to your spoke, because these spokes are kind of fragile, okay? So it comes with the spoke itself, and then the nipple, alright, that screws in there. So that's basically what it consists of, alright? So luckily the nipple is still on there, and the nipple is still in good shape. So I don't think we need to replace the nipple, we just need to replace the spoke. So all we're going to do is to replace this. Alright, so let's take a look at these 2 spokes. Alright, oh well, the bag has a hole in it. So yeah, these are the nipples, and these are the spokes, okay? Also, for the, I forget what they freaking call it on Eleccycle. I'll put a subtitle below. I think one of them is called like a cross-country wheel and something, all right? There's one of them is for the, basically one of them is for the dirt bike wheel, and one of them is for the Supermoto wheels, all right? The smaller one are for the Supermoto wheels, all right? And from what I heard is, I think the dirt wheel has like a different pattern or something. There's like a 3-spoke pattern versus a 2-spoke pattern for the newer bikes, but I don't have a newer bike, so I don't really care. Okay, but anyway, this is for the Supermoto wheel. All right, there it is. As you can see, they're roughly the same length. All right, this one's actually way longer. Yeah, it is kind of longer. That's interesting. That makes me wonder if this is going to work or not. Maybe there's 2 different sizes. Yeah, I hope these are the right ones. They don't look like they're the right ones. Yeah, this is way too long. Okay, so I've kind of put the spokes side by side with each other as best as I can. All right, and there's quite a bit of difference. Actually, okay, there we go. So there's 3 smaller spokes and there's 3 longer spokes. All right, so I guess there's different spokes for the Supermoto wheel. All right, there's a longer one and a shorter one. Well, this one is the shorter one, I believe. All right, so let's put the shorter one right now. This one is really short. Holy moly, it's much shorter. Okay, I don't know why, but we will use the shortest one. All right, so I'm going to choose this one out of all the ones that I have. All right, so we're going to use this one because for whatever reason the Supermoto wheel has a really short spoke. Okay, so just for reference, these are the dirt bike spokes, okay? And they all look like they're the same size. Almost. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Some of them are different sizes. They're not like perfectly the same size, guys. Alright, but here's the difference between the Supermoto spoke and the dirt bike spoke, alright? But much big difference, alright? It's much longer. It's like an inch longer. Alright, that's a 19 versus a 17 inch. So these are the dirt bike ones. think I don't want to mix these up. Okay, so we'll put those aside. All right, so this is the spoke that we're going to use. So let's take a look at like what happened to this other spoke. All right, so as you can see, here, the spoke is supposed to turn at a 90-degree angle, and this one is not at a 90-degree angle. All right, so I guess it got tighter. It must have got tighter and tighter, or like something pulled it where it would go straight. All right, so now it's like, it's kind of, versus a 90 degrees, it's more like a 30 degrees or something. All right, so that's what happened. You can see there's a crack forming here too. Okay, so this might have busted the whole thing off. Right. Also, you can see is the head is peened. All right, so it's kind of more mushroom shaped than this. All right, so I guess it just pulled it straight out of the hub. Hopefully the hub is not damaged, but you can see how much difference the peening is. Right, this one is much wider. Right, it's got a bigger head than this one. This one's small because I guess it pulled itself out. All right, over time. Okay, maybe it shrunk over time too, because this one is so much smaller. What the heck? What the heck, guys? All right, hopefully this will work. All right, so this is the one that we're going to use. Okay, so that's what happened. It pulled itself out of the hub. All right, basically over time it just kind of just got pulled out, and then it doesn't like do anything anymore because the peening is gone. All right, so that's what happened to this guy. Okay, right, so let's take a look at the wheel here. All right, so right here is the hole for the spoke. All right, check it out. I'm lucky enough that the hole, I think we can just stick the spoke in there and we'll be lucky. Haha! That's right. We might be able to get it in there without taking the wheel apart, or anything apart for that matter. The nipple is right here. Okay, so it's pretty easy to locate where it goes. All right, guys, if you have a spoke wrench, it's the 10 gauge one, I guess. The one that says 10, all right, is the one that Sauron uses. All right. It's a bicycle-sized spoke, by the way. Okay, that's a bicycle spoke wrench. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this back in, but we have to figure out which direction we're going to do it from, all right? So let's take a closer look here. Okay, so there's my wheel. So you'll notice each side, the spokes come in at different directions, all right? So this side, you'll see the head, so you can see the head of the spoke right here, all right? And then the other side, you'll see the head is on the other side. All right, so it just kind of alternates. Okay, so this one, the heads are facing towards us, and this one, the one that's empty, is the heads face away. All right, so I think we're going to want to go from the other direction. All right, guys, I think I can do this. I think I can do this without taking the rotor or anything off. I was thinking at least we'd have to take the rotor off, but I think we can do it without. Oh, maybe we have to take something. We're gonna have to take something out, guys. Yeah, because we're not gonna be able to get that down there. So I might have to take the sprocket out. Unless I can get this underneath the sprocket somehow. All right, but that's the way it would go. All right, guys. Yeah, we can't get it from the other side, so. Let me play around with it. Okay, so Hayes Omega has concluded to get this spoke in there. All right, we're going to have to go from underneath where the rotor side is, push it up this way, and then we're going to have to remove the spoke, all right, because there's no way we're going to get it around the spoke. Okay, so that's the spoke, the sprocket. All right, so let me go remove the sprocket, which is okay. That's the sprocket is the easier one to take out. I'd rather not take the brake rotor out because I'm almost afraid of stripping the bolt thingies. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and take these the sprocket. I'm just gonna take the sprocket out. All right, I thought like maybe I can do something slick and just not take all the bolts out. Maybe just swing it to the side. I'm just gonna take the sprocket out. So I'm gonna mark it. All right, with a ruler. Am I going to mark it with a marker? Duh. A marker. All right. All right. So there's a mark right there, so I know where to put it back. All right. It's pretty simple to figure out which side is which. There's a writing on the outside. All right. There won't be a writing on the inside. Okay. Okay. Sprocket is free. So now we can go ahead and put this through this side here. All right. And then this will go that way. Oh. Maybe I'm gonna have to take... Is that right? Yeah, that is right. Yeah, so it's gonna go like that. How are you supposed to get that in there? Oh, you have to do it from the other side, guys. I thought he could be slick. Yeah, we have to take the tire off. Dadgummit. I didn't want to take the friggin' tire off, guys. I think the tire has to come out. Okay, so what I've concluded is that this spoke is just, it's way too long, guys. It's too long. So I tried to bend this back so it was 90 degrees. I tried to get as close as I could. And yeah, it's just way too long. It's not going to go in the rim like that, guys. It's going to stick out like a whole lot. So I think what we got to do is we got to go shorten this. We got to shorten this new spoke to like right here. And then we have to cut this and then rethread it. So the good thing is we don't have to add material, but we have to subtract material, right? Because it won't fit in there, right? So we can push the spoke in there. We can push the nipple in there, all right, where we can get the we can bend the spoke a little bit and stick it in there. But yeah, it's not going to happen if it's this long. All right, so I think what I gotta do is shorten this. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I don't know why I have to do this, guys. This is actually this is like if you remember correctly, this is the shorter of the two spokes that I had. All right, there's one that's a little bit longer and one that's a little bit shorter. This is really annoying, guys. What I found out is this is a 3mm by and it's a 0.5 pitch. All right, because if I stick this in here, it goes in there. All right, so I'm gonna try to rethread this to where the other one is, and then we'll shorten it. This is really annoying. Why do I have to do this? Why couldn't it just come in the right thing? All right, so I think that's the right one. All right, this big is gonna try. All right, that's kind of annoying. Okay, I hope Hades Mega doesn't mess this up, but I got a couple spokes that I can practice with, so. Man, it gets really tight. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Thread's on fine, but then it's really, really tight. If threads are already in there, it should just thread on there. That's what I was saying. The die. This is so tiny too, man. The nipple, stick it in there. Well, it seems to be fine. It's like looser now. It's making it smaller. Maybe this is the wrong size, I don't know. Well, we don't really have a choice. Like I said, I am willing to sacrifice this spoke. But I don't know why Sauron sent me like a spoke that's like too long, you know? Okay, yeah, so I took this spoke off of the wheel that I'm building right now. Alright, I have another Supermoto wheel set lying around. And this one is too long too. It's the same size as the other one. Yeah, it's the same size as this one. That's really weird. My wheel the wheel that I have that I'm working on right now is much shorter. It's shorter by the full thread length, man. What's going on there? Yeah, that's really weird. I took this one off of the other wheel, and that's the same size. So maybe the hub changed or something over time. I'm not sure. That's really weird. So I'm gonna have to shorten this one and rethread it. Is what I'm trying to do. I really got I don't know where to get the spoke for this now. This wheel has like a special spoke or something, man. Look at it, it's much shorter than the other ones. Okay, anyway, we'll go put this one back in the wheel. Okay, so what I've done, so I can figure out how much I need to thread. I'm threading it, but I don't even know if I'm threading it right, guys. But, so the spoke, the threads end on this one. Alright, so I'm putting a piece of tape on this one to tell me how far to thread it down. Alright, maybe Maybe we'll go a little extra. Let's go teeny bit extra, okay? So I gotta thread that much more. And it's getting difficult to thread it, guys. I think these are like stainless steel spokes or something, so. Okay, so I'm gonna stick that in there, and then hopefully, and then I'm gonna thread it to that depth, all right? And then we're gonna go cut the excess off the top, okay? All right, so I'm not sure if I'm threading this right to the right size, but what we can do is we can take it at other nipple, the nipple that I have, and we can thread that to this size, okay? And then hopefully we won't have any problems. But yeah, I don't know what to say, guys. The spoke should have been the right size, you know. Now I can understand if you're putting a wheel together, you know, it should be shouldn't be that difficult. Oh boy, stuck. The spokes will be loose when you put them when you lace it up, all right. But in this case, like all the other spokes are tight, and we're just trying to put one spoke in. I don't want to have to loosen all the spokes, so I can do that, you know. And I don't think my little trick is going to work, because I think we're going to have to thread the nipple also in this size. So I don't know, man. It shouldn't have been like this. It should have just been an easy, you know, you just put the spoke in. But that's what Hayes Mega was, an ideal world. That's how it would work, man. But I'm having to do all this work to get this freaking spoke in there. Don't like it, man. Is this spoke even for a Sauron? I don't know, man. It's a good question. Because the weird thing is that new wheel has the same size spoke as those spokes that I have. This older wheel I have does not. Because okay, anyway, I'll let you know what happens. Okay, I think I got it. Let's take it off. I'm pretty sure I've like touching the tape already, so I don't know why the tool is hitting me. At some point it gets really, really loose. Hey, look at that. That looks pretty good. I think Hayes Mega did a pretty good job there. It's kind of weird. I don't know. Some of the threads are kind of, I'm not sure. Let me see. Well, anyway, we threaded it to the depth that we needed. All right, so let's get this off of here. Hopefully I didn't damage this guy too bad. I shouldn't have to do this, guys. The spoke should be the right size already, man. Okay, here's the old spoke and the new spoke. All right, as you can see, I've threaded it past where the other one is already, okay? So we're gonna have to cut like that much off. Right around here-ish. All right, so Hayes Mega is gonna shorten the spoke, and hopefully it'll fit. Okay, one thing I'm gonna test first though is to see if this spoke nipple will thread into here. I have a feeling it's not going to, or it will for a while, and then it won't. Yeah, I think I gotta rethread. I don't know what size it was, but 3mm was like the closest I could find. It's not going on anymore. So I may have to rethread this, and we may have to take that tire off. Let me get the tap for this one. Alright, Hayes Mega's sad. Why do I have to do this? Alright, so now I'm gonna go tap the freaking the nipple now. Because I don't know what size they used for these freaking spokes, man, but it's not this size. So I'm gonna have to modify this nipple. I wouldn't have to do this if it was the right one in the first place. Right, guys? Good thing is it's kind of small, so it's not too hard to work with. I think the nipples are pretty soft too. I don't know what material the nipples are. I think they're like aluminum or something. Cuts through it like butter. Well, like I said, I have spare spokes to play with, so why not? Okay, hopefully that works. Let's get our modified spoke. Okay, I'm gonna mark off how much I need to cut. Okay, we could shave off more if we have to. Ooh, cut through that like butter. Okay, right. And voila, there it is. I have my new spoke. Alright, shortened spoke. It's roughly the same size. The threads go a little bit farther, but that's okay. At least I think it is. Alright, so here's the nipple that I modified. Screws in there nicely. Hopefully that'll be strong enough. Hopefully. Alright, and we can cut it more if we need to, okay? But, alright, that's what we're going with. Okay, so now that I've modified the nipple, we're going to have to take this nipple out, and we got to take the tire off now. Okay, which sucks. But, there it is. Alright, I think what we can do is we can bend it so it'll go in there. If this, like I said, in an ideal world, we should be able to push this in, stick this in there, and screw it back. All right, I didn't let all the air out, so potentially we could push the nipple so far in there that it'll get stuck in there, and it'll get stuck in there. All right, so I'm trying to be careful, but yeah, we could just bend this so it'll fit in there. It's very difficult. Okay, but yeah, it does fit much better now, for sure. So that leads me to believe this hub is slightly different than the other one. Okay, but that's it for tonight. Tomorrow, when I get a chance, we're going to take this tire off, and then we'll stick the spoke in there. Okay, I wanted to see if I could do it the easy way by just doing it with the tire on there, but apparently things never go as planned. Alright, so anyway, this is Hayes Vegas spoke repair vlog. Alright, I don't know what's up with this wheel, man. The spokes are a little bit shorter than the other ones. Okay, the spokes that I got. Alright, but the new spokes actually match the newer wheel I got. So what the heck? Because you saw I took a spoke off of that one because I haven't finished lacing it yet, and they were the same size. Okay, so that's really, really weird. All right, maybe they get shorter after a while. I don't know. I don't think so. All right, here's Big out. Till next. Okay, I made an interesting discovery here. All right, so I measured the other hub, and it's 6.5 millimeters. Right, from where the hole is to the edge of the hub. I did measure the actual whole hub, and they were the same size. All right, but from here to the edge, see, is much smaller. So if I make that the right size, it's actually 4.5 millimeters. All right, so this hub is drilled differently than the newer hub. All right, so I got a weird set of wheels.